All right.
That's my line.
Y'all. True. It looks like we're going. We are on. Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangouts, episode 23. All right. I am Shane, your host. Uh-oh, who's got something on in the background? Or is that me? That might be me. No, I'm muted. I'm your host, Never Trust Skinny Chef Shane, ppgshane.com. And we're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time and talk about whatever comes up and about. So on the panel tonight, what just beeped? On the panel tonight, we have Eric Lear. Lear, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Hey guys, Eric here, ppglear.com. Good to see you guys all here on to Tuesday night.
Mr. Brian Haybell Waller. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Woo-woo. You did a pretty good job there. I'm a guy that likes to kick hay bales, man. If you need some experience with that, you can check out my YouTube channel on how not to do the hay bale flow. But on Monday nights, you can find me on Clear Prop TV. Tuesday nights, I'll be here with Skinny Chef Shane, ppgbrian.com. I'll take you straight to my YouTube page. Check it out.
All right, Mr. Mark. Where would you like to introduce yourself, sir? You got to take it off of mute. Look at Here we go. There he
guys.
is.
Yeah, I'm Mark McRoy. I have paralifeppg.com and on YouTube, ParalifePPG.
All right, Miss Jade, Sweet Cheeks. What's going on, girl?
Hi, everyone. You can check me out at paramotorgirl.com or by my sky name of Flying Flamingo Jade. And tomorrow night, hopefully everyone's watching at around this time at Girls Just Want to Fly.
Sweet. And Sean Simons, who is under the weather tonight, but he can introduce himself, correct?
Well, hello, Sean Simons, also known as PPG Grandpa. You can find me at ppggrandpa.com or iflyparamotors.com. But however, I think we need to go back to Jade because she looks really pretty. Let's put her back on.
Yeah, Jade, you where you been today? Because you don't go to work like that, do you?
I had off today.
And you, what's going on with the makeup and everything?
I'm
You're
not
looking
wearing
pretty.
any
That's all natural, is what you're saying?
I've been wearing
No,
a baseball hat. I threw my hair up in a ponytail.
Oh
They're
man.
dorks.
Well, let's say hello to John Wayne in the chat. We've got JR Paramotors, Geriatric PPG. Man, good Lord. Today's been a pretty hot day. I don't know where you guys are at, but first of all, let me just tell you guys, I just realized I got another, looks like 4 subscribers. Why don't I get notification of that? I haven't even seen a subscriber notification on my phone. I don't understand why not. Do you guys get those notifications or no?
I don't, but I'm getting, I get like, 30 or 40 subscribers a day. I hope I don't get a ping every time that I get a subscriber.
Hey,
Yeah,
man, that's a rough problem to have there, ain't it, Sean? Yeah, I get a notice like maybe 1 out of every 10 or 15 subscribers. I'll get a notice. And for some reason, there's this one guy that I've got a notice that he subscribed to my channel a dozen times. And I don't know why, but YouTube lets me know when he subscribes every time.
Angela, welcome to the chat. Oh, man. Okay. So apparently I'm at 563 subscribers now. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Dude, that's always, I still am always impressed with having, other than my wife being a subscriber, the other 562 people, it always amazes me. I'm thankful for sure.
Saying you have a big family?
Oh, there's Will. Yes, I got a big pair of family.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, sir.
There seems to be 11 people watching, but only 1 thumbs up. Can you guys that are watching maybe give Shane a thumbs up real quick? That's all.
7.
I got 7 now.
Yeah, I'm showing 7 up. 7 up. Hey,
7
y'all
up.
remember that drink?
Yes. Hey, Will Fly, welcome to the panel. Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone in the chat, or the chat?
I think they all know me, but I'm Will Fly.
Exactly. They know this guy.
Well, I don't mean that. I mean, the the people that are. Anyways, yeah, Will Fly. You can find me at YouTube at Will Fly or willflyppg.com. I like making videos and I love to fly. Just had a really nice flight. Just got back. The winds were kind of stiff, but man, it felt good to get up in the air.
What kind of winds were you looking at?
There were about, I guess, 9 at the surface, 15 at 1,000 feet. So I wasn't going anywhere fast, but hey, I did go up.
Hey, we got DP in the chat. DP, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. I'm just curious of you getting any flights in. If so, how's that all going? And if you'd like to come on the show and tell me about it, or tell us about it, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. We got plenty to talk about. Like Brian's hat. Brian's got
Shane's on right now.
Yeah. What you want to know? You want to know about Dodo 1? I'm sorry, I'm Dodo 5.
Yeah.
Dodo 5. So my dad was in the ultralights, experimental aircraft, still is. And his club was initially named the Dodo Birds. It was one of the bigger clubs in southeastern U.S. And they changed it to Southern Ultralight Flyers Association. But that was kind of back in the heyday, the 90s, for those type of aircraft. So anyway, everybody got a call sign, and I inherited Dodo 5 after I soloed.
Nice.
Right on.
How long was your solo flight when you were doing that?
I basically just flew the pattern and landed, man, and then got out. Dad took the shirt, cut a hole in the shirt, and I guess that's a tradition for pilots. I still got the back of that shirt where it tells the date I soloed, but I would say the flight total was no more than about 10 minutes.
We cut the backs of shirts of those who miss a deer. So we cut the backs, or they cut a hole in their shirt to let everybody know that they fired but missed. I have 2 shirts with holes in them cut out, just so you know. Craig Couch, what's going on, sir? Miss Linda Anderson is in the house. I think I caught her in time.
Hey, Brian, when I soloed, I think I want to say I was 16. I don't know, but my dad was with me, and I happened to be wearing one of his really good shirts. Just, I didn't have any clean laundry, right? So I just, would go in and take one of his shirts. And man, he did everything he could to talk the instructor out of cutting that tail.
He still cut it, right?
He did. Yeah, he did.
That's tradition, man. I mean, it may not be for everybody, but
yeah, I mean, I gave my dad the shirt back. I mean,
piece by piece, right?
Yeah, right. I wonder if they actually, I never did that with my students. So they must not, I wonder if they still do it in certain places.
Well, if you have a female student, you rip the shirt off her back, you may get in trouble.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure.
Just say, hey, Linda, what's going on?
Hi, everybody. What's up?
Howdy.
I'm a little late, but better late than never.
I was just talking a bunch.
What?
I was on mute. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, Linda. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the party.
No huge news or anything. I just my son called me today, and I can move in my apartment September 1st. So I'm super excited.
Nice.
And which son is this?
It's in Petoskey, Michigan. It's in the upper. Like, I live down here, and then Petoskey's like right in the middle of the thumb. It's not like way up like Mackinac. Mackinac is like all in here. So yeah, so I'm really excited. Like getting that's all gonna get rolling out pretty quick. Now I have to get all my ducks in a row again.
So Tony asked a question. After you get 1,000 jumps, that's a pie in the face. Do you guys do anything like that? I'm nowhere near 1,000. I've never heard of any tradition of anything like that. Anybody else?
I have not. I think he's talking about skydiving jumps, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard of that. That's something I learned today.
And we have a question in the chat from DP, wanting to know if anyone has a 26-meter wing they can spare for a couple of weeks until I'll pay for shipping.
How far away are you, DP? I got a 26-meter spider that I'm never flying now because I'm on my mojo again. He may take me up on it. I better be quiet.
What's up with that, Brian?
Actually,
Why
actually, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, it's a long story. I'm overloaded on it now. No, if you do the weight, 140 kilograms, I'm like at 101. I would be if I flew it at 101% loaded, just under 100, between 100 and 101% loaded on that wing. And so anyway, I want to lose a few pounds probably first, but between the weight I gained after I bought the wing and broke my leg, and then also the 21 pounds of retracted trike adds, it changed my hang points and it put me right at the threshold of the weight on that spider. So I still foot launch it, no problem.
Yeah, you might have gained a little extra weight because you're no longer running. You're just sitting and adding throttle and letting the wheels do all the work.
While you're eating pop.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I saw that pie in the face, man.
Yeah. Hey, Brian or DP is in South Carolina, Somerville. DP, are you planning on going to Moonshiners? I believe you said you were, if I remember correctly. My memory's as long as my hair, and I need a haircut. People start expecting me to remember things now.
There will be a bunch of people with wings he can borrow if he comes to Moonshiners, I'm sure, including myself. JP in chat.
What's up, JP?
Oh, TikTok Tulo's in the house.
Oh man, he can't defend himself either.
Oh.
I'll be
Oh, but he did. He shots fired right off the bat. He said Carolina sucks.
Yeah. Preemptive strike. Okay. We all know the truth, man. It's all right, bro.
JP in the house.
Oh man.
I just can't get enough of y'all because that's why I'm back here tonight. It's like, hey, saw you last night. What's another night, right?
That's right.
DP said that he will be there Friday and Saturday at Moonshiners. DP, sounds to me like if you bring your motor, you might have a chance to fly if you want. That's kind of a lot of pressure, but
he's only had a few flights, right? In training?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine my fourth or fifth flight being at a fly-in personally.
Okay.
I mean, not me, but he's an impressive individual. So I'm sure he can pull it off.
Hey, I got a question. You guys are talking about, your flights during training. Did your instructors have a certain amount of flights that you guys had to do before, he kicked you out of the nest and he told you guys go fly?
I didn't. We got as many as we could. If you got 10, great. If you got 100, great. It just depended on weather. And I mean, I know if I wasn't feeling comfortable and I was leaving, then I could go back and get more training or whatnot. When I left, I had 34, 35 flights in. So, I mean, I felt pretty confident. I say that now when I was leaving, but I was standing there with the A's in my hand and the throttle and brakes, and I was by myself and no one was in my ear. I was the least confident person I've ever been in my entire life because I was like, oh crap, here we go. But yeah, Jason Russell Smith, he was there at the compound along with about 16 other pilots all standing there watching me. My very first flight, I was like, oh dude, I can't mess this up. And I didn't. I took off. Everything was well.
Nice.
And it worked out great for me. Brian, did the aviators give you a minimum of flights, or how did
No,
that work for you?
we had a goal of 25 flights before you leave, so you get your PPG-2 rating. But I think it was all on a student by student basis. Generally, after most students probably got their third or fourth, fifth flights in, the instructor started giving less and less input, and depending on the student, depending on how quickly they started tapering off on that input. Some of us got 3 or 4 flights in, and they said, the instructor tell us, holler at us if you need anything, and just let them go get some flights in, because some of us did good, some of us didn't. I had a similar situation where I went to training, had in 29 flights in training. And I went home and I just waited for perfect conditions. It was literally almost 3 weeks, two weeks at least before I got my first flight in. It was Christmas Day and all my family was standing there. I'm standing in my front yard, new LZ, never flown there before. And everybody's watching. And I got in the air on my first attempt. So I felt pretty good about that. No doubt.
Right on.
Will, what about you? What did you have a limit on flights, or?
There really wasn't a limit. I ended up, I think, with 14 flights with my instructor, and then he said, just make sure someone witnesses the balance up to 25 so I could get my PPG-2, and that's kind of what I did. So.
Okay, so it sounds like the 25 mark is what, because that's what we were at, he made sure that we got our 25 flights, and each flight we were learning different stuff. So,
But you were flying, right?
oh yeah, but he would have us do, work with our trimmers, work with our tip steering, work with our brakes, work with just kind of every scenario that we could run into, with that wing and with the conditions. But I mean, all the way down to spot landing, touch and goes, everything like that. But we had to do 25 flights to get our PPG-2.
Yeah. I think that's where the 25.
And Jade,
they just upped it too, didn't they?
Yeah. For your PPG rating?
I thought I heard somewhere where they were going to up the number of flights for PPG-2. Maybe
I don't know that answer.
Maybe I dreamt it.
Well, you have plenty of time to do that. You go to bed at like 11 o'clock at night at fly-ins, and you don't get up until like 11:30, 12 o'clock the next day.
Oh, flying.
You know that's not true. He goes to bed at 9.
Flying, yeah. Something about, I don't know what it is, man. It's just like, I think it's the long drive kind of wears you out. Of course, you got a really long drive, Shane. And Sean, dang.
Yeah, but
and man, Jade and Eric, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they got the longest out of the group, I do believe.
And
Eric, what's
we were up early and we were in bed late there, Mr. Will.
Yeah, I know. Amphetamines do wonders for you.
All right.
We'll just say ice cream and he'll be up.
Yeah.
I told Krista if we just shut the power off to the camper and start getting hot, we'll get up before noon every day.
Oh my God. Oh, is that mean, Will? That is so mean. Oh my God.
Yeah, they were.
He would probably appreciate it if you shut the power off and let that thing heat up.
You mean thaw out?
It would. Yeah, it would take a couple hours. It'd take a couple hours for the temperature to start rising once the ice melted. I actually was talking with the wife about having because I got that 11,000 BTU air conditioner in the paratrailer, and if it's going to be as cold as the like past years, this for moonshiners, it's supposed to be like highs of 81 and lows of like 59, 60. There's no need to run the air conditioner at night. I mean, it's going to 60 degrees is pretty much what we sleep in now in our bedroom. And just during the day, but I mean, are we really in the camper during the day? I don't really see much need to run in the generator. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot of too much of running constantly of a generator. I don't know.
I don't
Eric,
think.
I'm bringing my little generator, and I don't know. I can't tell you until I'm there. If I'm warm, I'm going to turn it on. My little one, not the big one. You know, the big one's just too damn loud.
What's your little one?
Yeah.
It's a it's a 3200 or 3300, just a inverter. It's quiet. It has the eco mode, so it sits at an idle until there's a demand. But it's awesome for running one air conditioner. Then we're not running the big one. I mean, the big one is smooth. Don't get me wrong. It's smooth, but it's not quiet. And it's an inverter, but it's just a big generator.
Well, I got that 3500 Predator, and I mean, it runs my big camper, so I know it's not going to have no problems running my little cargo trailer with the 110, my little 110 plug that I need for it.
Oh, I meant to tell you, I got a new tent, and I got it from Walmart, and it has an opening specifically for the air conditioner.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. For a window.
Yeah, specifically for an AC unit.
Yeah. Wow. I had a big tent. It was a 3-room tent, and each room was 3x3. It was L shaped, and it literally had the setup for a window unit. I believe like a max of like 8,000 BTU, and we just put a fan in front of the air conditioner and oscillated it back and forth, and it cooled all 3 rooms down at nighttime, no problem. During the day, you could walk in, and you would have maybe 2.5 feet of cold air sitting on the ground, and then above it was, hot. But it was just enough that when you lay down in the bed or whatever, take a nap during the day, you'd be fine during it.
He has a question in the chat for you, Shane.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm ignoring him. It's all fun and games until, hey, I will hide his leg. Yeah, there's porta potties, FBO. I could take care of my business anywhere and everywhere right there. And Eric said we can, or was it Eric or Mark said we can poop in the shower? It's fine.
Not in the
That
shower.
was Eric.
Not in
Definitely
the shower.
Eric.
Mark, I'm going to do you a solid, young man. I'm going to let Krista shower in Jade and Eric's camper, and I'm going to shower in yours.
I look forward to it.
That just doesn't sound right.
Hey, I will tell you, Eric, I have 2 5-gallon jugs for water and a 6-gallon jug for water. And I'm bringing a golf cart so we can make runs back and forth with little to no effort.
Good deal. Sounds good.
Hopefully hopefully I have the golf cart back. I'm supposed to drop it off tomorrow. Apparently, you pay a lot of money for a golf cart, and it does not mean they put it together very well. I was having this issue of driving down the road going, not necessarily as fast as the golf cart will go, but fairly fast, let's say 20 miles an hour. And for no reason, the golf cart would just shoot off without turning the wheel. It would shoot off left to right and just get out of control. And I thought it was maybe towed in or towed out too much. And come to find out, for the lift on it, something's backing out, and it's the tires getting ready to fall off of it, according to the mechanic that showed up at the house today. And he's like, "Oh yeah, don't drive this thing no more." He's like, "The tire's about to fall off of it." So something backed out. They're supposed to use Loctite, and apparently they didn't. So I'm getting that done. The seat's redone because the seat stitching is coming undone. So I'm having it sent back, and they're gonna refix that. And a couple little odds and ends that were not up to spec. So hopefully, if I told the guy, I said, I have to have this thing done before the 29th because I'm leaving the 30th to head to Moonshiners, and I'm bringing my golf cart. He goes, well, I don't know if we'll have the seat cover or the seats back by then. I said, do you have just plain regular seats? He's like, yeah, but not for the back. I said, I don't need the back ones. That's just going to be for hauling water. I said, but the front, I said, I don't care if it has backrest. I just want to be able to drive the golf cart without having to take a truck to go get water. And he goes, oh yeah, I can have it done. I can have it if you just need the plain white seats on it. I was like, I don't care what it looks like at that point. I just want a golf cart so I don't have to go walk into the FBO to go lighten my payload before flight. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Talking about those containers of water to go get water for your camper, Eric?
Yeah, just because there, I'm going to be having kind of a bunch of people in the camper, so I'm sure people will please take showers, and just wearing out or using up all the water.
Yeah, so I'll have a 35 gallon transfer tank in the bed of my truck with a pump. So
that would be awesome.
It's not very fast. It's only like a gallon a minute, so it takes a while to pump it out. But we could definitely go get 35 gallons at a time and transfer that into your camper.
Yeah, that's awesome, because my other choice was to take my Blackwater tank, fill it up, take it and dump it, and then fill that up with fresh water and put that in the shower water. I don't think they want to use that. So
that'd be preferable,
Right. I think your 35 gallon tank would be a little of a better option. So, hey,
Mark,
go ahead.
I think Eric just told me that Krista and I both will be showering in your camper then, Mark.
Yeah, I hear you. That's all good.
Okay, for the people that buy props, are you guys checking the balance on those before you put them on?
We should, but I didn't. Yeah.
Are you checking? Well, that's the thing is, so when I flew remote control helicopters, you actually check the weight and make sure each one has the same grams. And then from there, you take the individual prop and you check where the center point is on each prop. Because if your center point is out further on one prop than the other, then it'll actually be out of balance, but they'll weigh the same. So my question would be is, are you guys checking just the weight of each blade, or are you actually just putting it like on a lawnmower blade balancer and checking it that way?
I never have balanced mine. Mine's just the original one that I bought with the motor, so I have no idea.
Well, some of us have issues with keeping props on their machines, and I would be one.
That wasn't a. No, I'm not. I wasn't making a shot or making fun of anybody. That I'm just saying I haven't balanced mine, but I do have over 130 hours on it. I don't know. Does the can it get off balance over time? That's a question. I honestly don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't, unless it was damaged. I mean, I couldn't see how would it become, how would the balance change?
Yeah, I'm just asking. I do have a couple nicks here and there from whatever. I still don't understand how I did that, but they're tiny. They're no major cracks in it or whatnot. But I've never even thought about balancing it or checking for balance.
So after I did the vinyl on my one prop that I had that now doesn't exist, I actually checked the balance on it and it was okay. But I got that 3-blade prop when we were down in Bad Apples, and I was wondering if anybody has checked balance on a 3-bladed prop and if it's the same way.
That's a good question. Sean, I know you're not feeling good. You're probably asleep by now, but
He's probably on mute.
JR just put in the chat, if it vibrates, then I'd look into balancing it. Mine vibrates, but I don't, like I said, I don't have any major damage to it, but I think it's always vibrated, to be honest with you.
Okay,
Slow
so
Days, welcome. Walter, welcome.
So
Go
this
ahead,
is what
Eric.
we found is on the 3-blade, when I put it in Bad Apples, I started getting mechanical, it was harmonizing. And I actually saw a video, I think it was Tom Kubat had a 3-blade, and he said he was getting the same sound, and then actually the camera picked up the harmonizing, and it was exactly the same thing that I was getting. This last Sunday, I took out a prop and I took that 3-blade off of the trike. I put it on the foot launch, and that thing, it shook worse than a Harley Davidson. I mean, it was bad. And I'm like, what is going on? And since then, now I've taken it off, put on a new 2-blade, and I haven't run it yet. So I just, I don't know. I'm at a loss.
So why did you switch to the 3-blade? To get more torque, or more whatever, thrust?
No, it was cool looking.
Hey, I got a question for Jade. Jade, have you gotten any props yet? You got a prop on the wall or what?
No,
Jade,
I have
stay
not.
muted.
Yeah, Jade's the bomb out of those two.
I just kind of go hide in a corner until his blood pressure comes down and stay out of the way.
My time's coming. Listen, I am flying on borrowed time. I'm telling you, I know it's coming, and I actually thought by now it would already have happened twice. So I am expecting, not at Moonshiners, please. Which, by the way, if it happens there, I probably can buy me, or I could buy probably a three prop there, no problem. Seems somebody doesn't like his.
You know what was sad is I'm like, man, I know I got one in the fifth wheel. So I opened up the door and I had 3 props flying down at me. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why do I have all these props? So
future endeavors.
Exactly.
Brian, when you hit that hay bale, you got your prop correct? Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry,
Where'd
man.
Brian go?
We got some activity here. Wall down Phil as planes are buzzing the place. Yeah, definitely. When I hit the hay bale, I broke my prop, and then on a forward launch, I basically didn't have good posture one time. I leaned forward and gave it gas and drove me down on my knees, and I broke another prop. So I'm down 2 already in a year and a half.
That's where I thought I would be by now, honestly. Every time I fly, I just remind myself that they're expensive, and if things don't feel right or aren't right, then don't take off. But I've had two, rough landings. I've had three. You know, when you turn around to kite the wing after you land and you're walking backwards, I stepped in a hole twice, and I didn't turtle, but I did hit that cage, but the prop was already stopped spinning by then. I did a touch and go. I think it was my second or my third touch and go. As I come in, I land, I start running, I go to add throttle, I look up, there's a ditch in front of me. And the one thing I remember from school more than anything is if there is a ditch or a log and you go into it and come up the other side or jump over the log, it resets your wing to where it falls back. And then it surges forward, which gives you that false sense of lift, because then it shoots forward and then it pushes you into the ground. I had just bought these shoes, brand new shoes, and I jumped this ditch. I kind of went in the ditch and then jumped to the other side, whatever. Not like a major ditch, it's kind of a swell. And when I come up the other side, I full throttled, and when I did, the wing surged forward. And I was on the road at this point, and I went to put my hands down to catch myself. And when I did that, it pulled enough brake to where my toes drugged the asphalt and burned holes in both of my shoes, and I took off without any problems. That should have been my first prop, to be honest with you. I got extremely lucky on that.
What flight number was that?
Probably less than 20.
Man,
and then I didn't do another touch and go for another 40 flights after that. I was like, this is dumb. You don't learn nothing from a touch and go other than how to not mess up. Kelby Cox, what's going on, sir? Welcome.
I haven't learned yet the foot drag, and you were doing it at 20 flights.
Not on purpose. That's like a tip drag and cage drag on takeoff. I mean, it looks cool, but
it can happen.
That's kind of like Mark. That's Mark doing his stunt takeoffs.
Yeah.
Anybody got that footage? Can they roll that beautiful bean footage real quick of Mark on that takeoff?
Mark, are you on your phone? I can probably pull it up. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can.
That's on your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Brian,
it's on there under scary takeoff.
Dude, I don't care. I know it wasn't meant to be a badass takeoff, but it was a badass takeoff. Up until you show the foot cam in your face, you had me sold. It was done on purpose. But when you do the foot cam and see your face, it wasn't on purpose.
That was fixing to be prop number 2 and a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were on that Puma. What was it you were on?
Yeah, Puma 2.
Yeah, jeez.
You know, that was the second time it had ever been taken off.
Yeah, you had 2 hours on it.
Yeah, and almost all that was breaking.
Golly.
Did you ever fly?
Yeah, I crashed. No, I flew that flight and flew for about a half hour, came down, landed, got my power to fly out, and I've been happy ever since.
Hey, Slow Days puts in the chat, some of the carbon fiber props have matching numbers to indicate balance. Eric, have you looked to see if those props have, I don't know, serial numbers or matching numbers?
Yeah, I just responded to him. If it's the sticker that eProp puts on there, none of my stickers match. None of my props, they don't match.
Really?
So I didn't know if that was a serial number, because I know that they keep serial numbers and the prop weights at the factory, because then if you call and say, hey, this is a good prop, they can make you one that's the same weight.
Are your props are the same make and model, right? You said the stickers were different?
Yeah, they're all E-props. Yes, they're all E-props. Some are the larger in diameter ones, but some are the shorter ones.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, so here is the badass takeoff, better known as Evil Knievel Mark. Look at this. Oh, Jesus, dude.
Oh Lord.
I know he makes it, and it still makes me pucker every time. I'm like, ugh. And this is where I'm talking to Nick. Go ahead.
Now, you got several different
ahead,
angles
Brian.
of this video, right? Yeah. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, let's let it roll.
So I was talking to Nick LaBeouf at this point in time, and he's like, oh, that must be one of the acro guys, because look at him, he's purposely oscillating, and I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's doing that on purpose. And Mark comes in, he's later that day, he's like, hey, did you see my takeoff? Almost died. And I'm like, no. And he explained it. I go, were you oscillating? He goes, yeah. He goes, I never touched anything. I just wanted everything to stop.
Now, Mark, you were flying a new motor or wing combo or something you never flown before, right?
Yeah, that was a brand new Pluma 2 with left-hand throttle. And part of that we didn't see is a trike took off sideways, at the very beginning, took off down the runway, and I didn't think anything of it. And I took off right behind him. I think that was a little bit of what started all that.
Here's the foot cam. Here's the foot cam. Watch the face.
That should have been called scary cam.
Oh, look at this. Jesus, dude. God.
Dang, man.
Dude, that is absolute. I mean, your cage had grass in it, correct? When you landed?
Yeah. My dad said he saw when I got immediately up in there and it was full. When I landed, it still had plenty.
So did you have any grass in your butthole?
What did you say?
Sorry. Go ahead.
You talking about leaky butthole?
I was just asking if his wing had anything in his butthole when he landed, but your question was better than my pun. So Brian, asked the question again.
Did you have to open up your leaky butthole?
I think it might have almost opened on its own.
I'm curious what was going through your mind, man. We were taking off. I mean, on that first few seconds, was it just like?
Believe it or not, for me, it was the oscillation was scarier than the takeoff. I mean, the takeoff I knew was bad, but I felt like I was way committed to keeping the throttle. So I just kept in the throttle anyways.
Go back to the very angle. Hey, Brian, can you go back to the very beginning of that and you can see that trike go by? Jesus, dude. I've watched this 1,000 times. I'm telling you right now, it makes me just, Mark, you realize if you had a piece of coal in your butt, you would have came out with a diamond, because I'm sure your pucker factor.
You talking about that trike right there?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's it right there. So you see where that trike is. Watch when he's running. His wing is perfect. And then all of a sudden it just does this dip.
But also I take a step to the left right there.
That's gnarly, man.
Mark, I'll tell you again, if you would have even slightly came off the throttle, you'd have been done for. But I think because you kept throttle, it just gave you just the perfect acceleration and lift to get you to not hit the ground. Oh, dude, I kind of wish I had video of my asphalt run, but at that time I wasn't even videotaping. I had no recordings of any kind because I was so busy trying to just learn how to fly. When did you guys start strapping on cameras when you began flying?
First flight.
Yeah, my helmet was born
Was
with
it?
a camera.
It was born. Mark, when did you become addicted to 72 GoPros per flight?
I use one. I use one at training, and then now I'm up to 5. But you catch some good stuff on there. I like it.
Hey, Mark,
Right.
has any of the aerobatic guys tell you that altitude is your friend when you're doing acro, not 2
That's-
feet off the ground doing wingovers?
You got to look at the best guys. Where do they do it? They do it on the ground.
You're right.
Just
you're
saying.
Yeah. Only the amateurs
Hey,
go to 2,000 feet to do that kind of stuff. I mean,
Right. Exactly.
just
DP
get
asked the question. Hey, DP just asked a question in the chat. Did anyone see the stream of pee?
Yeah, I saw that.
And
I
then
thought that
Slow
was the
Days said,
radiator leaking.
yeah, right. Slow
That's
Days
not
says
a
it's.
question.
Go ahead, Linda.
No, I was just saying that's an honest question, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody witness, did they see the pee? I mean, we just want to know, you know. Okay. It's all good.
So Slow Days put in there. It's stamped. It's a stamped number near the center. I have 2 sets. One matches and the other doesn't. So he's still talking about the props. And we got Kent Stamey in the house. Dude, can you guys hear my wife in the living room? My wife is. I think she's going deaf.
Well, you've been waiting for another beer for a while?
No, dude, I can hear the sliding glass door is shut and I can hear it. You guys can't hear it at all?
No.
She turned it down. Angela asked if we all use GoPros. Yes, I finally.
Hi, Angela. Hi, Angela.
I finally broke down and bought a Hero 8, I believe it is, black, and absolutely love it. I'm just scared death of losing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anybody
to
dropped
pay-
GoPro yet?
No, God,
I
no.
have not.
Anybody dropped a phone yet?
Nope,
Nope.
tethered.
Yeah.
Well, good for y'all. You better go knock on some wood
Yeah.
or keep using tethers.
I don't leave the ground without it tethered. This is exactly the setup I have. I literally just pull my case off. I've got it Velcro, or it's stuck to the case. And then I take this out, put that back on there. Whoopsie. Apparently I just took a picture. And then it's my tether is hooked to the harness, my chest strap. And then that's it. And then when I'm done flying, I just take the case back off of it and put that back in there, and we're good again. All over and done with. I haven't had any issues with it. I've never even dropped it to have to use the tether, but it does cross your mind when I pull it off and I'm holding the camera. I'm like, man, I was like, if I drop it and I pull on it, I'm like, it's not going anywhere, but it still gives you, like Tucker, he always pulls his phone out, has no tether, and he starts taking pictures. I'm like, I don't know about all that. I can't do that.
He can afford, he just make a YouTube video and then go get the money from that and go buy a new phone. Well, we can't do that.
Yeah, right. No, it took, dude. I had 100 points on my credit card I could use, and whatever I got a sale on that GoPro, so it literally cost me like $200. But still, $200 to me is quite a bit of money. So for me to, my very first time of taking off with it magnetic to the wing, being stuck to the wing, that first 10 minutes of that video is me looking at the wing, making sure my camera's there. I was like, well, that's one way of making sure you look at your wing. The whole time I was watching that camera, make sure it didn't fall off.
Which camera
That's
did
all
you
I wanted
use?
to make.
I was about to ask about that. Which camera did you mount to the wing?
That 8. I had the 8 attached to it. I wanted to take that generic $50 one and stick it on there just to make sure everything worked. But once you stick it, once they clip together, I mean, it takes quite a bit of force to get it apart. And I'm not, at this point, I'm not so concerned. I will, after takeoff, look up and make sure it's still there. But after that, I don't look at it. It's not concerned. It takes so much. Actually, Eric has a valuable lesson that he learned with that magnet and the GoPro. Eric, you care to share with the group what you should and shouldn't do with your magnet mount?
I think he stepped away right this second. But yeah,
he walked outside. I think he went to go to our other garage to get the prop or something.
Jade, would you care to explain what Eric may or may not have done with his magnet mount?
So the magnetic mount, we put the bottom end of that magnetic mount into the cell, and we kind of put it in the middle emblem area of our Mac Para, and it slaps down on the outside with the camera at the outer magnet. And I think he had a wrinkle in the wing, so he tried sliding the magnet. Yeah, he's back now, but I think he tried sliding the wing fabric and it ripped. Eric, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, he tore a hole in his wing by trying to slide it over. So if that gives you any kind of, I don't know, Eric, does it state how much of a how many pounds of pull it takes to separate those?
I haven't seen anything, but let me tell you, it's a lot. You know,
it's a lot
because it's a magnet. I think that I probably picked up maybe a little piece of steel or something that was caught between the two magnets, and when I did slide it, that ripped it. I can't see where that plastic would rip it. I think that I had something caught in there.
I know that after that happened to you, Eric, I flew not long after that and put my camera on there, and I needed to adjust it, and I went to slide it, and I was like, oh, no, you know, I popped it apart and moved it. Are you guys putting it, when I've used it, I put it like, you know, almost at that leading edge. Are you guys putting it further down in the cell?
I'm putting it on the leading edge.
I put mine, let me come back real quick. I put mine where the, let me see if I can.
Are you not mounted close enough to where one of the riser lines attached to attach a little safety line to it in case the magnet comes loose?
I'm not.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can turn this around.
I don't think that magnet's coming loose. If that magnet comes loose, you did something.
Right.
I think your camera would be the last thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Where am I at? I can't see me in the chat. Oh, come on. Come on, dummy. Get closer. So I put mine right here, right above the logo that's on my wing. So that's dead center. That's the center cell. And I put it just above the logo here. And that's how I've always done it that way. It's actually almost directly above me when I go to fly. And I absolutely love that angle. But it will make you motion sickness if you're too close to the TV. Just saying.
Is it towards the center when you say you're doing that? I mean, you're putting it by the logo, but on the other side, like towards the center, that part. Is it closer to the opening or closer to the center of the wing?
It's closer to the outer edge of the wing. So it's above. So where the entrance of the leading edge is, I reach in, it's probably 9 to 11 inches inside of that cell from the leading edge, and then point it straight down. So
that's where I put it too.
It's worked. What's that?
I think that's about where I put it too. I don't put it right on the logo.
No, I think if it goes on the logo, it'd be too far. The camera angle will be too far back. I don't know. I have to try it and see.
Hey, so I went out
Oh.
and I grabbed my props, and I can't see where anything is etched into these. It says Veterazzi, then it says E-prop, and then 701F, but it says the exact same things on my other props. But I do have, where is it? Right there. If you guys can see that, it's a number.
Yeah.
Okay, that number right there, that 419, is different than this number. This one says a 349. So, and these are the original props on my foot launch. But now one prop is definitely a little shorter than the other.
Yeah.
So,
But just because the serial numbers that are stamped on or don't match up doesn't mean they're not a matched pair based
right.
on database from the factory.
So I think those are the factory serial numbers that, you know, they have if you needed a spare prop. I don't know where it would have a different stamping.
Yeah, I was always told if you needed half a prop on a two-bladed prop that you could use that number on a fiberglass one, call in, and they could send you the other half.
Yeah.
Yep. It's probably just based on a certain spec and a certain tolerance, and they're all made almost damn near identical, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think though it's like $100 cheaper to get half than it is to just get a whole new prop. At least when I looked into it, that's what it was.
How
So I'm
often
gonna
does somebody
ask a
break
question.
a prop where you only need half?
Do what now?
Yeah.
How often does somebody break a prop where you only need half? Both times I've broken a prop, there was damage to both halves.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, a lot more damage to one half than the other the second time, but the first time I think I lost 4 inches off one and 3 inches off the other.
Well, that just means that you succeeded in what you were doing.
I crashed symmetrically.
Correct.
When I broke a prop, it broke the wing.
Oh, projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is an extra middle finger to your wallet. You not only get the now you got a hole in your wing. It's just a big.
Did you end up patching it
letter-
yourself or sending it off?
No, I sent it down to Elizabeth at
Okay.
DeFore's place, and they repaired it. Yeah. But hey, after that crash is when y'all had me on Clear Prop TV, so I got to meet all y'all. So it cost me a couple $1,000, and that's when I didn't want to wait. I wanted a new center section for my frame, and so that's when I ordered the Pluma 2. So that was another 12 grand. That was an expensive day.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
Somebody.
But you found us, right, Mark? See, when I messaged you, hey, Mark,
Yeah,
I like your videos. Come on down. And
Now that I know y'all,
history.
now that I know y'all, I'm not sure that was well spent money.
Oh, well, you know.
That's why you just told your
Yeah, true that. But look at the outcome. You're sitting here with all of us fabulous people. See?
So
look at us, Mark.
let me get this straight. You got into paramotors, you sold your house, you got a camper. When you gonna move down by the river, man?
Yeah, ever since I've been paramotoring, things have been going south. I find myself homeless. I know Shane appreciates that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Krista loves
And
it.
I can't wait.
Chris-
I can't wait till moonshiners.
And look at who you hang out with.
Uh-huh.
Talk
Well,
about
that's
friends
the
in low
best,
places.
man. That's right. Look at so these guys, they're your homies, man. That's what I call them, man. They're the homies. That's what you got.
Hey, Will, Will, can you do us all a favor and keep talking, but scoot off to the side so we can see what your
Oh, it matches my shirt.
Oh, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm
changes.
just curious.
I've been watching the game.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello.
North Carolina. Oh.
Looks like it's going to be a shutout.
Tanya. I know.
Tony wants to know how my date went. Apparently, he was asking for a friend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Her name was Krista, and she never showed up. So
What? She stood you up?
What?
Oh my God, this is drama. Tell us about it. Tell us about it, Will. Come on. I want to hear all the details.
Shane just assumed I had a date and asked what her name was, and I should have said, "Oh, that's Krista."
Yeah. I got news for you, Will. You wouldn't do too good with it.
Oh no.
No, I think
That's
that
funny.
one would
That's funny.
I don't know. She's
You better
it's kind of a
be
handful.
careful here, Shane.
She's a
Careful now.
handful, my friend.
The
I'm
drama.
just saying.
I don't know.
Nope.
I gotta leave now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Nah, she's I will always say I'll joke that she's not a great wife, but dude, she's the best one I ever had. I mean, technically
well,
she's
that's
the
a
only
nice compliment. Poor-
she's not any better or worse than the last one I had. Oh wait, that's right. I have never had it. Just this one.
That's a good thing.
Oh man.
Got a good woman there, Shaney.
Oh yeah.
You got a good woman.
I will always
I'll
say
do
it,
that.
whether she's here or not. I
Be good to her.
always. Yes.
I'll know where to find you.
Worries here. I couldn't afford to get rid of her at this point. Good Lord. She'd be like a hurricane. She'd come in and take the house and all my money at the same time. Although I ain't got no money, but I do have a house.
Hey, Brian.
Where did
Did you notice the bombshell that Skinny Chef Shane dropped yesterday in the chat?
Oh,
You
I
didn't
guess
notice?
not. It's not ringing a bell yet.
He's not going to Kitty Hawk.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I knew that.
Dang, man. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that before the show. But yeah, it's just too far out of the way for him.
Well, let's go ahead and while everybody's here in the chat, we can talk about that. So from here to Moonshiners is 10 hours. For me to go here to Kitty Hawk was, I want to say 11 hours. I don't even know how that works, but let me see here real quick. It was, and then what from Kitty Hawk to Moonshiners is another 7 hours, correct? So it's 11 hours and 21 minutes for me to get from my house to Kitty Hawk. And then it's another 7 hours. So you're talking 18 hours of driving just for one flight that may or may not happen depending on wind.
It's Kitty Hawk.
So,
I mean, what do you think Wilbur and Wright said, man? Oh man, we're not going to go over there for one flight. No.
So from here to Moonshiners is only 10 hours. So honestly, I mean, I drive that way to go to Ohio all the time. So there's a chance that I could just swing in there, do a midday flight, and then take off and head to Ohio or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with money. It doesn't have anything to do with, it's a lot of driving for an hour and a half, 2 hour flight to spend another 7 hours on the road. I'm not really, I mean, the idea was awesome until I figured out it's just a lot of driving. So
yeah, I was in that same boat. I felt the same way about that for me.
And Mark's got plenty of money.
No, Mark's the only one in the group that's homeless.
So, Will,
Daily-
right now, my current plans are not to try to fly Kitty Hawk on the way to Moonshiners, but only after Moonshiners. After Moonshiners, Eric and them are headed that way, and I'm going to go that way too. For me, it's the same thing from Alabama all the way over to Kitty Hawk and back over to Moonshiners. It's going to be way, way out of the way. And these guys are all trying to get there, and pretty much everybody else has backed out besides you and maybe Ben if he was going to go on the before Moonshiners attempt at Kitty Hawk. But I'm definitely still coming there after is the plan.
I'm just glad you guys told me before I showed up, just like my date.
Yeah, for us, it was drive from here to North Carolina, go fly and then back down to Tennessee. And then after the flying, we're passing Kitty Hawk to go down to
just
the
as I
Outer
mentioned
Banks.
Yeah.
So,
And for me, a backup plan is when I come back from Maine is to try to hit it on my way back if it doesn't work out right after Moonshiners. So flying Kitty Hawk is definitely a priority for me. But with everybody else already backing out on the before Moonshiners attempt at it, I guess I just kind of go ahead and go with that. That's a long ways out of the way for me to go try to stay there 1 or 2 nights and get a flight in before Moonshiners.
Not only that, that's a lot to do in a very short period of time.
Exactly. You don't want to be too wore out to enjoy it all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Will, if there's any possibility of you getting that personalized license plate behind you on your own tag, dude, that would be the ultimate burn, just so you know.
I'd never be able to drive in the state of Ohio, not without getting shot.
That's okay. I mean, when's the last time you've been to Ohio on purpose?
On purpose. It's been probably 4 years now, something like that. I mean, like I said, my family lives up there.
I feel like that every day driving around the state of Alabama as an Auburn fan, man. You might get shot, but you gotta live somewhere.
That's right. I like that. That could be like a license plate thing. Gotta live somewhere.
Gotta live somewhere. I like it.
That'd be a great one. That's funny. Man. Yeah, I like that.
Oddly enough, I haven't heard anything from JP lately.
Yeah, I figured he would have chimed in after all the smack talk. If he was still listening.
He bailed. He showed up, said hi, and then left.
He did.
He's still in the chat. I know you're still there, JP.
He took his ball and went home, man. It's over.
He might be in the bathroom again.
That's funny.
We got Nick
was
Griffiths
hilarious
in the house.
last night.
Who's all on the chat tonight, Shane? Give me the lowdown.
Did anybody go back and listen to it? It was an hour and 30 in.
I didn't go back and listen to it, but I knew exactly. I mean, I lost it when I heard it. I was like, oh, dude, you got the camera off. That doesn't stop volume. That doesn't stop people from hearing what you're doing. That was hilarious. Then he came back and just reached up. He comes out of the background, the screen background, and hits mute.
There was that little moment of silence just before we all realized what it was,
Oh, last night with JP. That was funny. That was funny. I know. Yeah, he left the building after that. He's like, I can't. Hey, you know what happens? He's the wrong family. It's all good. We're family. Right. So you forgot to turn the volume off.
Hey, Nick Griffiths, where are you going to Ohio for, and where are you going in Ohio? Just out of curiosity. I will be going to Ohio in September for Dave Purden's, and I have I'll be there way early, but not at Dave Purden's because they're not allowing anyone to show up until the day of.
Oh, wow.
For Dave Purden's. But I do have family that lives about an hour away, and whoever wants to go can come and camp in the front yard of this huge property, and we can literally fly from and I'll be going back up in November to hunt up there. So I plan to do a little flying and doing some photographing and checking out the area that I'm going to be hunting and doing some recon on the terrain and stuff, because I got a new property to hunt this year up there. So
can you do it the same day you hunt?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I do a lot of things on the first day, the day I hunt, but I mean, throw some corn out the night before. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, in Alabama,
I don't know if
but not.
No, I know
the corn part, but no, the flying part. Like in Colorado, I definitely cannot fly my paramotor and go elk hunting in the same day. The
right.
laws don't allow you.
I don't think Ohio's like that. I haven't looked into it. In the first time in what's it been, almost 20 years, I've never missed a hunting season. I learned to start paramotoring and I didn't hunt last year. So what does that tell you? I haven't missed it. I mean, I absolutely love hunting. And Ohio, I actually owned property here in Florida for a little while and hunted that, and then had a hunting lease in Georgia. And what I see between the property that I had in Florida and the hunting lease I had in Georgia, I could see the same amount of deer of hunting all year long in those two properties that I can see in a day or two hunting in Ohio. There is just so many deer in Ohio. I have video of over 50 deer in one field in one evening hunt. It was pick and choose. But I actually walked out of that field with nothing, because when I go up there, I'm looking for the big boy. I'm looking for the king of the field, and he didn't walk out in front of me. My daughter actually got her first buck up there in Ohio. She waited. Brian, I'll tell you what kind of child I have, if you will. She brought her bow. She wanted to shoot a deer with her bow, and this deer, we had like a dozen deer out in front of us, all within range. This wonky, I think it was a 8 or 9 point walked out. He was all combobulated with his horns. And this deer stayed out just outside of her comfort zone of shooting. And it was getting dark. And I was like, hey, we got about 5 minutes and then we have to, we're done hunting because it's not legal anymore. I said, you can shoot it it was shotgun season at this point. I had my shotgun with me, and I said, hey, if you want to shoot it with a shotgun, you can, or you can, pass. And she's like, I'll wait. And I'm like, all right. So it got to the last minute, and I was like, listen, it's now or never. And she's like, fine, give me the shotgun. I'll kill it with a gun. I really want to kill it with my bow. She ended up shooting the deer, and it was a good, clean shot. And she was happy. She got her first deer, and she talks about it often, wants to do it again. Now she's 22, and I don't know. Girl loves to shoot her bow, that's for sure. She just wants to kill something with her bow. I technically have never killed a deer with my bow. I go up there every year during bow season, and I just never have the opportunity to kill a big buck with a bow. I have with a shotgun, but just not with a bow. I really want to kill one with the bow.
So my first kill hunting, I was never into hunting really. I was always into hiking and camping, and my brother was a hunter, and we tried to find something we could do together that we enjoyed. So we came up with bow hunting in Colorado, camping, beautiful mountains, hiking, and hunting. So in September, I won't be at Dave Purdon's because we missed last year because of COVID and whatnot. So we're going, me and my brother going back out to Colorado, go elk hunting. So that's about the second 2 weeks of September. That's why I won't be at Dave Purdon's. Super looking forward to that. Elk meat is the absolute best meat I've ever eaten in my life. Way better. I mean, here's deer meat, beef, elk is way up here, in my opinion. My first kill ever hunting was a 500-pound cow with a bow and an arrow at about 13 yards broadside. So
Ow.
it was
I heard there was
good clean shot.
I heard there was a lot of 500-pound cows in Alabama. Is that true?
Yeah, this is in Colorado.
Oh,
10,000 feet up a mountain in Colorado is where this was at. The only
Man,
cows we got in Alabama go moo.
how hard is it to hike and stuff up there at that altitude? It's gotta. I mean, that takes a lot out of you, doesn't
First
it?
day sucks, man. You get out of the truck at 9,000 feet. You walk 10 feet to go set up your tent. You're already huffing and puffing. I mean, we live in Alabama. The elevation where I'm at is between 200 and 300 feet. You go out there and it's 9,000 feet where we camp. There's a huge difference. It takes. We're usually there about 10 days, and the first day or two is just getting acclimated to the environment.
Yeah.
Let me tell you though, sleeping in a tent at 10,000 feet, when a thunderstorm rolls through, it's crazy, man. It's like you're in the cloud with it. The thunder is so much more loud, man. It's pretty cool. And tracking, and then you get snowed on all night long because you're at a high altitude, and you have to stay up all night, knock the snow off the tent. But it's kind of cool hunting in the snow because you go out on your hunt, you get on a game trail, and you see these bear tracks or whatever, and you just start following them. It's pretty cool. It's an incredible experience, man. Mother Nature's awesome.
Yeah. JR Paramotor said that he just killed a deer inside the city limits, and it made me laugh because there I have access to 88 acres in dead center of the middle of the city I live in, and my buddy came to me one day and he's like, "Hey, dude, we got to go hunting." I was like, "I don't want to go hunting." This was shortly after my son had passed, and I really didn't want to do much of nothing. And the next morning, he showed up at my house at like 5:00 a.m., banging on the door. He said, "We're going. Let's go." We hadn't hunted or scouted or anything since the year before, and I set up a little ground blind with some palmettos and stuff. I'm actually right now looking for the picture, but the sun. I got to the spot that I hunted last year or the year before, and my chair was gone. All the palmettos were down on the ground, and I just like, screw it. I just threw my backpack down on the ground. I sat on it and I put my bow on the side. I didn't practice or anything with my bow, literally nothing. And the sun started coming up, and I was like, well, I could probably see a deer off in a distance by now. It's light enough. And just as I stood up, about 80 yards out, stood a 9-point buck standing there. And I text my buddy. I was like, "Dude, there's a big buck over here." And when I say big buck, I mean for Florida. And he's like, "Shoot it." I go, "Well, it's a little further away than I'm comfortable shooting a bow." So I put my phone down. I'm watching this deer, and I said, "Well, if that deer walks over here, I'll shoot it." That deer looked up, walked right over to the palm tree that I said if it walked over, I'd shoot it. That deer walked behind that palm tree. I drew. It was probably a 22-yard shot. Killed it. Or I shot it. It ran probably 40 yards, fell over in some water. From the time I sat down to the time that deer was in the back of my truck was less than an hour. It was hanging in my front yard, which my neighbors love me for this, by the way. I had this deer hanging in my front yard.
Hey, my first ex, I can totally relate to that because he did bow hunting, and he brought a deer home, not an elk, but a deer, and that was in Michigan or whatever, and he literally hung it, he put it on the front yard in the tree in the front yard, and he skinned it. Right. And how redneck is that? Who does that?
Now hold on a second. Wait a second. First off, it's okay, living in Wisconsin, it's wrong for us to hear the deer ran in front of a palm tree. Okay. Second off, Second off, if you drive around where we live, all you see are deer hanging in trees.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Oh,
that's,
God.
but I
In
mean,
palm trees? What kind of tree? In palm trees?
we don't have palm trees.
Any kind of tree you can hang
Any
a
kind of tree.
yeah.
Oh,
Just gotta
Stop.
get them. Gotta skin them.
So Brian asked, how long is our?
No,
Uh-oh,
I
Hold on.
absolutely have brought the deer
Oh,
home
what?
and had it hanging in the front yard. We had a big tree in the front yard, and he put it, he hung it up on the tree and just do what we had to do.
Yeah, Brian asked what our seasons are, and
Oh.
our gun season, I think, is a 10-day season. Our bow season actually is quite a lot, like 3 months. You can bow hunt, so you can bow hunt in a
Oh,
t-shirt at the beginning of the season, and by the middle of January, I mean, you're fully dressed in warm gear. So,
Yeah.
but I have never killed a deer with a gun, and all my deer kills have been with a bow.
yeah.
So
My
the
son
complete
actually-
opposite of Shane.
My son in Petoskey, he bow hunts every winter. And I don't know if he got his first deer yet. I thought he did last winter, but he's got the whole thing, he sits, he doesn't have like a tree stand. You know how a lot of people have tree stands. They build tree stands or whatever, but he's got like a whole tent thing going on, camouflage kind of thing, Eric, and he just sits there and watches for the deer. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
So might have some good eating this winter. I don't know. I'm going to be living like 10 minutes from him. So
Absolutely. I just want to stress this about putting food on the table and not killing. I saw some comments in the chat about being cruel and different things. And man, everything I've ever killed, I've eaten. And we've got a lot of meat in the freezer, and it's delicious. And it puts food on the table. But that elk that I shot, we gutted it into the woods, and we hauled it out. Took about 3 trips each to get all the meat out.
wow.
It was awesome. Sorry, Walter.
Hey,
If I come down there, I promise not to shoot any kangaroos, man. Of course,
You're eating kangaroo like it's a deal.
Ew. No kangaroo. Hey, actually, when I had my little farm, when my kids were little or whatever, in Arizona, I had like a 5-acre, lot, whatever, place where I could have horses and all that stuff. And we actually raised a pig from a little bitty thing, and he had a name and everything. And then it was time for him to go to market, and his name was Oinky. So he was like 400 pounds. And so that's the last time that, I've raised an animal, and we ate him. But honestly, when it came time, when everything came back, and we put everything in the freezer, and then it come time to make the bacon or pork chop, every time I flipped that pork chop, I was like, sorry, Oinky, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Oinky.
Oinky. I'm sorry, Oinky. Yeah, my kids are like, Mom, that was Oinky. I'm like, it's okay. So, yeah, I had to share that story.
Oinky.
It wasn't hunting, but we did raise a pig, so that was quite an experience.
Yeah, Walter, when we get a deer, we do take it in, get it processed. I don't get steaks. I get all jerky and snack sticks.
Oh, do you?
Yep. What's really cool now is we're starting to see in our northern counties, moose are starting to come down. Now, I'm used to that growing up in Alaska because I never saw a deer before I moved out of Alaska. We had moose everywhere. So,
yeah.
And I never hunted for moose. I think, Brian, that would be awesome to do elk hunting. And everybody that I've talked to said elk is excellent. I've never had it. But I think that would be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Till you're sitting there in the woods, see a bear walk up on you, but those kind of things happen.
Right.
So elk is more like a New York strip steak kind of thing, as to deer would be like the cheaper kind of meat that you buy or whatever. Like the elk is more tender when you cook it than the deer meat. Is that what it is? It's more tastier or something?
More flavorful.
More what?
More flavorful.
Yeah.
Something like
I didn't have any elk meat.
I've ate deer before, but I don't think I've ate elk yet.
This tasted gamey. Everybody's had deer meat that tasted gamey. If if it wasn't processed right, it wasn't cooked right, seasoned right. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with deer meat, and I've never had that with elk meat.
There goes my internet.
Literally the day I shot one, we ate the tenderloin, and it was delicious. Just another ritual first kill type thing. I didn't take the heart out and bite it like some people talk about.
While it was still beating.
No, the arrow went straight through the heart, so it was a quick kill.
All right, so I found the picture. Now I just have to go back and figure out where I just put it. So again, with the with this deer, the weirdest part is it's in the middle of a big city. It's next to an airport, and all right, what did I do with oh, there it is. All right, so let me see. Blow this up. All right, now I can screen share. Let's see here. Come on. All right, so this is a city buck. It's a 9-point. It was the deer that I killed and loaded up within an hour of being from me sitting down to it being in the back of my truck. It's not bad for a little Florida buck. If I was in Ohio, I'd let deer like this walk all day long. But can you guys see that deer or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good looking deer.
It's dark because it lives in the cypress. The cypress heads that we have here is swamp. So his horns are almost completely, this picture doesn't do it justice. They're almost black. And they're really cool looking deer. They're not the light brown that they normally are when you kill a deer. But anyways, that's that.
It's about time for one of your jokes.
What's that?
It's about time for one of your jokes.
I just showed you my rack. Oh man. John, our slow days, do you hunt? Because I have plenty of places to hunt, and when we go to Ohio, I literally hunt and stay for free. I have we're responsible. I say we're responsible. It's up to us to eat breakfast and lunch, but dinners are made every night. It's a tough life up there in Ohio. But yeah, I'll be up there in November. I think it's I think we're doing the first week or the second week of November for 9 days. We'll leave here Wednesday, or actually Tuesday. I think we leave here Wednesday morning around 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're there in Ohio by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we have everything. What's that?
They've heard in September, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
I thought you said November.
I did, but I will be in Ohio September to fly, and I'll be there in November to hunt. Every year I go there.
This is some ground footage for me elk hunting a few years ago. So I had it muted. I basically stood up and told the bear to go on.
Yeah. So many words.
Yeah, what
So
would you?
that was a big old black bear. Earlier that morning, I had a bear step on the camper step outside of my camper, shook my camper. I opened the door and he was standing there looking at me. Cute little baby black bear. And then said, all right, it's going to be a good day. Sure enough, I saw another one walking in and then that big one later.
See, I'd be concerned that mama bear wouldn't be far behind.
Yeah, it was big enough that I wasn't worried about the mama. It was bigger, probably about 100 pounds. You know, it's still a pretty small bear, but not a cub.
Yeah, that's a black bear, though, right?
Yeah, black bears, man. They're small.
Yeah,
cute.
They're not as aggressive as like a brown bear or grizzly, correct?
Absolutely. And that's why I didn't want to go bow hunting for moose in Alaska. You're not at the top of the predator list anymore with a bow and an arrow hunting moose, and you got grizzlies.
Yeah, right. No, I had to bail on that hunt. I'm out.
Hey, I know about bailing.
Yeah, right. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I've never gone gator hunting because I don't want to hunt anything that can turn around and make me a meal. So I gotta be careful with that nonsense. I'm trying to find the so we actually hiked in about 4.5 miles for an overnight. Me and my wife and another lady went and walked into this campground, and just as we get ready to set up our tents, we find a black bear sitting underneath a palmetto bush eating palmetto berries. Now my wife, who is crazy about bears, who think that bears are like Yogi the Bear on the cartoon, she wants to go up and hug them. So she actually walks up in front of this bear, which I had to tell her to back off. And she's like, let me hit optimize. Let's see. So this is the black bear as we're getting ready to I turned the sound off so you couldn't really hear the sound, but my wife literally waves at the bear and says hello to it. I'm like, it doesn't understand what hello is or anything else. But yeah, this is, I didn't play the sound, but you can literally hear her saying hi bear and waving.
That's awesome.
Now I'm yelling at her, telling her not to get any closer because she wants to go and hug a wild animal that has gigantic claws.
We're camping right here.
That's pretty close.
Now, funny story. This is God's honest truth.
Hey, Shane.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. I gotta go because my dad he fell in the bedroom, so I gotta go down and check on him, make sure that my mom.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I heard it. I could hear it from up here. I heard like a crash, and I was like, okay, something's not right. So I'm gonna head down there and everything. So I'll catch you guys later, okay?
Take care.
All right, Linda.
All right, Linda. Take care of your dad.
All right.
Take care of your
Bye-bye.
family.
Bye.
Nick Griffith says, yeah, I know, right? Nick Griffiths asked if my wife's ever tried to pet a piranha. If she thought it was cute, there's a possibility she would try it. So to get back to this camping trip. So my wife and I are in a small backpacking 2-man tent, and the other lady was in her own tent. And in the middle of the night, my brand new 4-inch ground pad lost its air. So I had set up a hammock the evening before, and I thought, well, I'll just go sleep, finish the rest of the morning in that. So I told my wife I was going to go sleep in a hammock. She's like, all right, cool. And I'm laying there and I'm dead asleep, and I hear the zipper on one of the tents open up. So I look up and I see my wife. She's heading over to the little fire pit area they have. And I was like, man, I'm just going to lay here for a little bit. Well, the hammock was about 3.5 feet off the ground. And as I'm laying there, all of a sudden, I feel something drag onto my back, and I start swinging in the hammock. And I'm like, what in the hell? And I lift my head up, and I can see Krista sitting at the little seat or the bench that was there by the fire pit. The only thing I could think of was, oh shit, a bear just walked underneath me and drug its back on the bottom of my hammock. Now I'm frozen in fear. Okay. No exaggeration. It took me a good 30, 40 seconds to get enough guts to reach up and grab the side of the hammock to pull it down to see what was underneath me. And when I looked, there was nothing. I don't know. I didn't actually see anything. There's no evidence of a bear being there, but what's tall enough to walk underneath my hammock and rub its back on my back? Seriously, it's a true story. I will always and forever remember how freaking freaked out I was about that situation. It was horrifying. I just figured that I would look over the other side of the hammock and there would be a bear standing on its hind legs looking at me like a fat boy in a red hammock that looked like a stuffed pepper.
Well, are you sure it wasn't Krista? I saw her crawl behind the couch in a video.
Nope. When I looked, because I literally thought she was messing with me, and I looked over where she was, which is a good 30 yards away. The area is pretty huge. And she was sitting over by the fire, messing with the fire. And I was just like, what the hell? The other girl hadn't even gotten out of bed yet. This chick will be the last one to go to bed and the last one to get out of bed. And I was just like, what and there's palmetto branches all on the ground everywhere. So it's kind of hard not to step on something. I, to this day, have no idea. I thought at that point in time it was a bear. I still don't honestly know, but we haven't been back. And ironically, the trail we were on is called the Black Bear Wilderness Trail. And we actually saw a bear. All my wife has ever wanted to do was see a bear in the wild. We saw one. If it wasn't for me, she'd be mauled to death because she would have went over there and gave it a hug.
Oh, she'd have brought that home.
Oh, in a heartbeat, dude. In a heartbeat.
Oh. Could have been a pig.
Not 3.5 feet tall. The bottom of that hammock is like 3.5 feet off the ground. It was I set it high for me. So it was already high when I got into it. So it's no more or no less. I shouldn't say it's no less than 3.5 feet off the ground when that whatever it was hit me in the back. And I literally was swinging, not violently. I mean, like a good 8 to 9 inches back and forth. I was just like, dude, what was that? And I looked up, seeing Krista, and I was like, oh, I am so dead. How more vulnerable can you be? You're in a hammock. There's no defense. It takes you forever to get out of a hammock. I was just like, yeah, I'm done.
It could have been a dog, man. I mean, you never know. One of those big old Great Danes or something. Could have been what's that? Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Bigfoot. Here in Florida, we have what is it? Swamp ape. Yeah, we don't have Bigfoot. We got swamp ape. Linda just said her dad's. Yeah, Linda just put in the chat that her dad's fine. He's resting in bed now, so everything's okay with him. Okay, guys, enough with the text.
Did she say her mom and dad are in their mid-90s?
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah, anybody over 80, you don't want to hear about falling, man, for sure.
No, my grandma's 89. She just got diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and dude, I can't even deal with that.
I'm
That's
sorry, brother.
not nothing. Yeah, this woman has been like the positive thing in my entire life. So it's a little hard, but she's doing good right now. She just forgets things from time to time. Hell, I must have it too because I forget. I go to Walmart purposely to go pick up one thing, get there, I can't remember what I went to Walmart for. I was like, what did I come here for? Damn it. I'm screwed when I hit like 70 if I live that long. My wife said I'm not allowed to die before her. If I do, she'll kill me. There's my joke.
So
no one said I had to give a good joke.
She wasn't
What's
joking.
that? I know, right? She'd bring me back just to kill me. What was that, Will?
I was still thinking of the bear thing with you in the hammock, and Krista was outside, and you being all quiet and stuff. I mean, that was kind of a good strategy if you think about it, because Krista didn't know.
No.
So there was no.
Her back was. No, dude, I didn't want to. All right. So I love the joke and stuff. I'm being honest to goodness, dead serious. This truly happened. The situation was terrifying. Krista, I could see her and I mean, she wasn't quite had her back fully to me, but she was paying attention to the fire in front of her and trying to get it going or what have you. And I mean, this thing, I literally was bumped and I was like, whoa. I was like, huh? And when I looked to see if it was Krista messing with me, she was a good 30 yards from me. The other girl, I could literally see both tents, and she was still in her tent. So whatever it was, I'm telling you right now, I'm convinced it was a bear, but I never heard anything. I never saw anything. It was just one of those experiences that I will never forget. And it's terrifying. I think about it right now. I'm like, dude, all I could picture, I'm looking off to the right to see what it was. I could just picture myself turning around to the left and there's a bear standing on his hind legs just looking at me like a stuffed red pepper. I was done. Oh, man. All right, John, have a good night, sir.
Hey, John.
Kelby Cox is a Yogi the Bear gets high. Holy crap. Angela, that's what I love about this show too. And honestly, outside of your messages to me, I get several from other people that literally say that, and I think that's why there's so many people always watch and stay watching, because you never know what the next 5 seconds will be. We could change subjects to the most ridiculous things or the serious things. I enjoy Tuesday nights more than I do any other night, just for the simple fact of it's relaxing. We're just pretty much talking like we do around a campfire or at a fly-in. We literally go from one topic to another. Will, Brian, you guys, Eric and Jade, you guys have been at fly-ins. Is this not like a fly-in except for we're not face-to-face sitting around a fire?
Yeah,
this is it right here.
When you said it last night, Shane, you probably said it another time, but last night's the first time I heard you say it. But yeah, it is just like sitting around a campfire. And
yeah,
that's why I enjoy it too. So, hey, I think you got your logo for the show.
Got my logo.
Campfire, If you
need I need to get
his tagline.
Yeah, my tagline. Yeah. No, I absolutely love this. I mean, right before the show, I said, anybody want to talk about anything? No one said nothing. We've been wandering on since then, and it's like this every Tuesday. There's no other outside of Nick LaBeouf, who, by the way, has been granted clearance on walking with a walker now. For those who don't know, I believe everybody in here knows. Nick LaBeouf at Bad Apples had an accident flying, broke his hip, and with the aid of a walker, he's able to walk. he has pushed the limits and said he's not walking with a walker anymore. Not that he's supposed to, but he's doing good enough now that he's able to walk without a walker, and he's very happy. He's on the right road to recovery, and we're all still praying for you and hoping the best for you. Oh,
Yeah,
and yesterday, his granddaughter was just born. Was that
Yep.
what you were about to say, Eric?
I was going to say that. And when I was talking to him, what was that, 2 weeks ago, he was looking forward to the grandbaby coming. And I saw yesterday that he got his grandbaby. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Melissa's his wife, their daughter. But Melissa is just head over heels. That, the crazy grandmas, that's going to be Melissa. Anytime that child gets in trouble by the parents, I'm calling grandma. Because seriously, she's head over heels, and it's awesome. I love it. It's really
he was going to go to
awesome.
Nick.
He is actually talking about going to Moonshiners, not to fly, but to show up maybe a day or two and then head out. But yeah, he's last I talked to him, he was hinting that he may show up. Dave Purdens, I believe he said he's definitely going to that. Okay. So I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if he's able to drive his rig that far, or if he's going to have somebody drive it. I have no idea. I haven't even gotten the details with him on that, but he did say he's going to make Dave Purdens for sure. Moonshiners is up in the air. It just depends on how he's doing, I guess.
Hey, so the conversation yesterday when JP came on and we were talking about if we had room for him. Today I was thinking about this because of how my sick mind works. I was thinking that maybe Sean should be inside where Savannah sleeps, and we'll put Will and JP in the garage and just put a camera back there and just see what happens with them two.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, you can paint.
Oh my God!
It's like Ohio, the other side, like NC, and then you can put like a First and Flight in the middle or something.
Well, we can wear my little NC jammies and.
No, you know
Jesus.
what it would be? They would have a piece of tape across the back of the garage. You cannot cross this.
I can see Will now. Will's got his finger this far. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
You crossed my side of the line. Hey, about Nick on Bad Apples, man. He said he's been cleared to use a walker. I mean, this guy, I can't see him staying out of the air very long, man. I mean, I'm thinking once I got cleared to use a walker, I could probably fly a trike pretty soon after.
I was thinking the exact.
I do know that he is sat in his wheelchair, tore his motor apart, his cage and everything. It's all fixed. He's got everything put back together, and the motor sitting there. He did make a very good statement to me about his first goal was not to fly. It was to get back and get healthy. I don't honestly see him even trike flying for the next year. He's kind of mentioned that, that his goal is not to fly. But then again, he's not walking at 100% right now. When you start walking at 100%, you're going to start going, I might be able to fly right now. I know I would be.
I'm with Brian. Something tells me he's going to be prime candidate for trike.
Yeah, I mean, foot launch. I believe he'll be back to foot launching, one day with therapy and work. But there's no reason you can't jump on a trike a lot sooner. I mean, I'm sure he's flown them. He knows about them. I don't know if he has one, but he might soon. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I know he's not giving up flying. I've talked to him enough that every time we talk, he talks about something about his motor or something about flying. So it's gonna happen. but he also made a promise to his family that he'd get better first before he attempted anything like that. So I don't know, but I am stuck greatly on the visual of a 24-hour feed in the back of Jade and Eric's camper of JP and Will locked inside of the garage. I'm just saying it.
Okay. Until we work it out.
Yeah, I mean, until you can like get them to admit that North Carolina is way better, and I'm going to tell JP unless he can, convince you that Ohio was, the birthplace. And every now and then you'll hear a little ding ding, and then we'll just all.
I'm not so sure that's what you hear. I think it's going to be you.
What's that?
I think it's going to be more like you, son of a. No, man. It's all right. It's all
In
good.
this corner, we have TikTok Tulo.
At the end of the day, you know what? We're here. We're flying paramotors. We're able, so I don't know. I'm all right either way.
Well, I will tell you, it probably wouldn't be safe for you to fly next to JP, just so you know.
Unless you want to touch tips, because he will.
Wing tip touch too low.
Tip touch too low. Yeah, you had to go back and watch my video, man. The raw version is pretty fun. I had to edit out some cuss words and stuff. Like, he's chasing me down, man. I couldn't get away from him. It was hilarious. After the fact, it was hilarious.
On the panel?
What's that?
What's that?
One done a tip touch, a wing tip touch.
Yeah, I was violated by John Ripa.
We saw Mark do one earlier.
Oh yeah, man, that was fantastic, dude. Maybe you can show us
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I touch my own tip.
Yeah, that's like a patent move right there. We'll call it
and Craig Taylor and I did tip touch at Aviators, Lake Wales. I think that's the only 2 times. Really, honestly, it's one of the pilots just have to fly straight. The other one has to work their way over and do the work. I have never gone after and touched anyone's tip. I just said that out loud and didn't sound good, but I'm as long as I feel comfortable with the pilot, it doesn't matter to me. There's really no worries or whatever. I've never been in a bad situation doing it.
Well, I wouldn't want their tip to get too close to my butthole.
Well,
Things going downhill. We start talking about pooping in Shane's camper in a minute.
Oh, so DP put in the chat, after my accident, it was a year and a half before I walked on my own. All I wanted to do was take a walk in the neighborhood, then jog, then run, and then fly. I get it. Tony also asked, Shane, do you have any stickers? Asking for a friend. So, yes, I do have stickers, and I've actually been waiting on putting that out there. I got the ppgshane.com stickers made up by Smart Car Brian. I don't know. So the material he used, the thing does not want to come off the backing, and whatever material he already had, they're good quality stickers. They're a pain in the ass to put on. So here in a little bit, I'm going to work out some stuff and I will have stickers, and we're going to start doing sticker giveaways and stuff like that. But I guess so right now, no, I don't have stickers. I do have stickers, but I don't have stickers. So yeah, it's coming very soon, and my stickers will be sticking on you guys here pretty soon. Just so you know. Any other questions? I'm looking past it.
I have a statement. I violated Jade bad apples
On the
on the
ground?
runway.
You're married. Is that possible? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because I think I freaked her out when I touched her tip, but we were both taxiing down the runway.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did.
So you were both on the ground taxiing and you did a wingtip touch?
We did. And we have it on video.
Oh,
That'd probably be harder to do on the ground than it would be in the air.
yeah. I would think it'd take just a little bit more control on the ground.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it wasn't control on my end. I don't have very good wing control. She's pretty good at the wing control on the trike. So
she
Yeah.
violated you then.
yeah, but I didn't want to go there, Will. Thanks for bringing out the obvious.
Yeah, Will,
Oh, my goodness.
question in the chat, man. I've had several wingtip touches by a few of the aviator instructors down in Florida, and then JP Tulo got me a moonshiner, not moonshiners, but was it
Swanee.
Swanee? Yeah.
Swanee.
So anyway, I've had a few of them, but I mean, I'm not somebody that goes around promoting them. I'm just kind of worried about wings getting tangled up, man.
Well, that's on my bucket list. It's something I want to do.
Okay.
Or have done. I mean, I don't want to be the person doing that. I don't.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I'm an amateur. I'm flying straight level. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to look the wrong way and, drift that way. And then I let somebody that was more of a professional come up and basically control theirs and do a tip touch on my wingtip. It was somebody that I knew and trusted. So yeah, I don't think you want to just do it with anybody.
No, Will's saying that he doesn't want to be the toucher. He just wants somebody to touch his.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got you.
Now you know why the girl didn't show up for his date.
Hey, Will, do you have $20?
Of course I do. I didn't last night. That was the problem.
Will did not put in his description. It's a hand-on kind of job.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, we're going.
Yep.
Well, we got 4 minutes left, guys. I'd like to just keep this 2 hours. I'm actually having a pretty good time. But I don't want to run out over longer than 2 hours. Good Lord, it's been a good time though. I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten some pretty good laughs.
I can't believe it. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Dude, I'm telling you. And we talked the other day, a bunch of us, about moonshiners in the Zoom chat, and one of the guys said that the show starts out kind of slow, and I 100% agree with that. It does start out slow, but Jesus, when we get traction, this thing is like phenomenal. I absolutely love Tuesday nights. I wake up Tuesday morning like excited about the day because I know that this show's going to happen. And it's just awesome, dude. I love this Tuesday night thing. So,
it takes a little while for the alcohol start kicking in and people loosen up, start talking.
Yeah, my show does require you to
Start
be a little
before
tipsy.
8 o'clock.
I actually started 20 minutes early tonight. Sunday night I had no beer. Monday night I only had 3 beers, so I figured I could start 20 minutes early tonight and start at 7:40, I believe it was. But I've only had this will be my 4th beer, and this is my last beer because I'm gonna go to bed after this. So real quick, let's just go ahead and give the outro, which, oh, by the way, I gotta be like Jade and have an outro. So on my list of people in a row, so I don't skip anybody, I guess Jade's gone, huh? I don't see Jade.
No,
Eric?
no, she's back here.
But I don't see her on my on the panel. Is she
No, she's working on her computer right at the moment. So
Okay.
I will do an outro for her. You can find Jade tomorrow night. Girls Want to Fly at Flying Flamingo Jade or paramotorgirl.com.
At what time? 7 o'clock. Is it 7 o'clock Central?
I think
Yep.
so. 7 o'clock Central.
Because it's 8 o'clock here. All right. Eric, where can we find you at?
ppglear.com.
All right. Mr. Haybell, where can we find you at, sir?
ppgbrian.com takes you straight to my YouTube page. You can type in Brian Waller in YouTube, take you to the same place. Or you type in Hey Bill, and I don't know what you'll find. Try it, let me know.
Probably some grass tied up in a bale. Will, where can we find you at, sir?
You can find me on YouTube under Will Fly or Will Fly PPG. You can also find me at Moonshiners and Dave Purdens.
Awesome. I'm super excited about that, by the way. Mr. Mark, where can we find you at?
You can find me at paralifeppg.com or on YouTube at paralifeppg. And thanks everybody in the chat for, participating in the show, and that's what makes it fun.
Can I tell you guys real quick what a nice guy Mark is? Because for how long have I known you now, Mark? A year at least.
Yeah, a year.
I always call the guy McElroy, and it's McElroy. And I don't know why he never corrects me, because I'm just going to keep being dumb and calling him the wrong name. And he's just like, whatever. At least somebody's talking to me, I guess.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, right. And I think Sean is probably still asleep from his NyQuil overdose. So I am going to just say I'm Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. And you can find me at ppgshane.com. And with that being said, we are all out of here. Thank you guys for the being in the chat, the panel. Greatly appreciate it, because I don't think I could be this funny without you guys. So I know some of you guys are thinking, he's funny? No. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central on Jade Flying Flamingos channel for